Hello and welcome to What the Headcrab, episode 8. Sorry for the few days delay. Hopefully you'll forgive me. We got plenty of news this podcast or video, depending on where you're listening or watching to it, as well as a break from tradition. So let's get started. Pick of the episode. This week's pick of the episode is From Earth by Al Hepper. He's a long-time modder, features some amazing work, and I'm sure it will excite many viewers and listeners. So I've put the trailer in the post, so go check that out if you want to. Obviously, if you're watching the video, don't click that video because you can't play a video within a video. I mean, come on, are you crazy? All right, so give that a look. So let's get started with the main part of the podcast. So as I just mentioned, the pick of the episode is From Earth. This is from Al Hepper. He's released a beta version of the mod, and a lot of people have been following it for a number of years. Now, I haven't played it, basically because I just haven't had time. But here's what I think happens. You play as a human who crash lands on a planet. You've got two choices. Try to communicate or fight. In fact, that's pretty much life anyway, isn't it? Communication requires you to learn their language, which I hear is pretty difficult. And fighting requires you to kill anything that stands in the way. So you should be kind of, good with that. Kind of reminds me of a joke slogan that we used to have for the British Army, which was, meet interesting people and kill them. So I'm kind of curious to know how many people start off by trying to learn the language and then maybe finishing it up with going Rambo style when it gets too hard. Anyway, I wish him well and I hope it's really, really successful. So go check that out. Next up is Raising the Bar, suiting up. So Gordon's got a new suit. Well, he's kind of got a concept of a new suit. And it looks kind of good. But there's also news of a stun stick. And I kind of hope that what they do is they take the stun stick and they turn it upside down and they duct tape it to a crowbar. So basically what you can do is you can hit anything that you want to, or you could spin it, or you can stun everything. That would be kind of cool. In addition, there's a model of a new flare gun. What looks like a flare gun. And there's also a bunch of new media. So I've got the links in the post. I'm not going to open up those pages now, but you can do that. So next up is Car-Poral keys. Let's have a look at this one. All right, so the news is out. I'm the narrator of this, and there's also another voice actor called Andy Wilson 92, which either means he was born in 92 or he's 92 years old. So you kind of have to listen and decide what's going on. So as you can see, there's a bunch of screenshots. There's like a life rendition of me there, and some other things. We've got some blue fog going on, or purple fog and everything. So it's kind of a funky, weird kind of mod, and I'm kind of looking forward to playing this. So you should kind of be tracking this. Start tracking. I wasn't even tracking it. God damn it, Philip. I'm helping making it. I'm not even tracking it. Terrible. All right. Next up is Half Rats Parasomnia. So there's a demo next week. So let's see what we got here. So we got these ugly looking dudes. And of course, that won't be how it appears in Gold Source because it just won't be able to handle the detail. It's talking about having a cigarette and a stick of dynamite, so that'll be kind of fun. Talks about what's going on with the new weapons and alternative fires and money and buying items. That's kind of cool. I'm not really a big fan of that, but still, we've got this Gatling gun, which looks a lot of fun, but there's kind of a drawback because as soon as you get the Gatling gun, basically you'll be slower, so you can't move because it's much heavier. You can't use any other weapons. I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, you can only ever use one weapon at a time anyway. Does that mean that once you've got it, you've lost all of your others? Anyway, and it takes a lot of view space, so you won't be able to see as much, so maybe something could creep up behind you. Still, it's kind of fun. Next, we have this Cinder Man, which is, a pretty horrible looking thing. Horrible in good horrible, not bad horrible. And it's telling you that there's one of 14 enemies, including the bosses. So, there's plenty going on there with Mr. Half Rat. He's working very hard. And he does mention, actually, the name of the people who are helping him, Cliffy V. And he's been doing some of the modelling or the animation anyway. So, yeah, check that out. What's next? Abandon the Town. UI updates. All right, so basically Bradley, aka Comfort Jones, mentions the interview that I did with him, which is always nice to be updated. And he also talks about this. I don't know whether you can see. I think you can see my mouse cursor here. Basically, new changes to the UI, specifically to do with the way that the player is told about the regenerating health. Now, there's a video here. I'm not going to play it. You go and check it out. And in fact, I think I linked it. Yeah. No, I didn't. Okay. I'll actually link that into the post itself. Oh no, I can't because it's a ModDB one, and that's a real. All right. Anyway, so basically, it's a nice little video. It shows you what's happening, makes it much clearer than before, and you also get a sound. And there's some other details there if you want to read that. So, I mean, I know he's updating our old work, but it's always nice. Look, I'm not even tracking that one. Son of a gun. Here we go. Next is Legend of Gordon. Major update here. Now, long video here. Well, I say long, it's like 6 minutes. But what he talks about is he talks about the changes that's going on. So basically he's got like a dynamic health system, which I suppose is regeneration, but I'm not sure. Fully linked explorable world. So he's now made all of the maps join together and you can sort of go back and forth. He's got locked doors for most of the puzzles and bare bones of the version of the inventory system, which is not in the video. Now, excuse my cold. I have to admit that I haven't watched this video, and I haven't watched it for one particular reason, because I don't like to see too much of a mod before I play it. Okay, so if that sort of thing doesn't bother you, watch the video. There's like the picture of the developer down there in the corner, sort of talking through it. It looks kind of cool, but as I said, I don't really want to spoil it for myself, so I haven't bothered watching it. Now, lastly, is he's got a stream link up, and basically what you can do is you can watch him on Twitch every Monday and Friday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is, 5 hours a day is good, but it doesn't say what time zone that is, so you'll basically just have to click it and see whether, that's the time zone, and, so a lot of people are interested in this, so god damn it, I'm not even tracking that one. So, make sure you follow that up. All right, what's next? Arctic Adventure. We're coming to the end now. Now, Arctic Adventure hasn't updated for 3 years, so that's pretty bad on their part. But they've been busy. I'm sure. So they're talking about a few things that's happening. Basically, the first one is that the gameplay is going to be less linear. There's going to be more mini quests, and the levels are going to be made more detailed. Second thing is there's going to be a soundtrack. So they got a new musician, so he's going to be making some ambient music, so that's kind of cool. And third is the details about the demo. They're going to be releasing a demo. Okay. So you get to play a fully demo version with the new design. All right, don't really know what that is. So the demo looks like it's going to be private, which is good. Also tells you that it's going to be based on the SDK base. 2007, which is strange, but that's probably because they want to do some mod stuff, which I don't really understand how it works. So there's a few pictures and a few videos. So you get to see Gordon here from like the third person. Anyway, that's that. Right, so that's it, the mods. Believe it or not, there wasn't actually that much news. I suppose if I'd have talked about each of these different images, then that would have gone on for longer, but there really wasn't that much news. So this is the break from tradition. What I'll do here is I'll mention a couple of the mods, the big mods that have been released, just in case you missed them. Half-Life 2, Episode 3, The Closure, is like the proper name. So Leon's Opus has finally been released. As you would expect, it's got mixed reviews. And we'll come back to the details up there in a moment. It's got mixed reviews because basically it's one of these things that people either love it, like look, you've got these 4 personal favourites. We've got 3 avoid it's, and we've got a few play it nows and think twice, no play it laters. But Leon's work generally polarises the community. If you've loved his work in the past, you'll probably love this. If you didn't particularly like his work in the past, you probably won't like it now. He has his own style. I generally don't like it, although I have to say that his best work was his first map pack, which I think was really, really good. But I respect what he does. He wants to put cutscenes. He wants to make Gordon talk. He wants to make like half movie. He wants like huge mods. And he does that. And good luck to him. And a lot of people, like it. So that's great. So you need to make sure that you've got the upcoming beta source SDK based 2013 single player. You get that from the tools. There's details in there. In fact, there's a video created, not by me, but by somebody, to Malorti, I think it's pronounced, to show you how to do that. Now, as far as the downloads are concerned, I've got version 1 still available because, maybe you want version 1, but version 1.1 has been released. And look, it shows me that there's a mistake with the text. I'll fix that immediately after recording. Now, you can get the torrents for both of those. It means you need a torrent application, but basically it should be much faster than just downloading it from my server, and then you could download the patch. So if you already have version 1, you could just download the patch, which is 11 megabytes. And here are the patch details. All right, basically, so there's that. Now we'll be coming back to that in a moment. And also They Hunger, again. So this was a Source remake of a Gold Source. Generally, the reviews haven't been that great. If we just sort of scroll down, we've only got 3 reviews. We got Irby has said think twice, Confused Travolta said think twice, and Benjagai said maybe. So it hasn't had that many reviews, but it has had 200 downloads. It's a big mod. We're looking at 1.27 gigs before it gets extracted. So there we go, another torrent because of a mod that big. But anyway, you should play it if that's the sort of thing. I sort of started Day Hunger, but it didn't really appeal to me that much. Again, you need the upcoming Beta Source SDK based 2013 single player. So check that out if you want to. All right, now lastly, really, is related to other Half-Life channels. I've kind of teamed up with Bollocks Gaming. And Bollocks Gaming produces, let's jump to their channel. Bollocks Game produces full playthroughs. Just pause this. There we go. Full playthroughs of games, but lots of mods as well. And he does it at 60 frames a second, full high definition with no commentary. So if that's the kind of style that you like, and a lot of people do, you can see he's got a huge amount of views here. He's got a lot of subscribers, 15,000 subscribers, way more than Run, Think, Shoot, Live has got. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. I will be embedding all his mod videos into the posts themselves and creating a tag for that, so you'll be able to go there. So if I just show you that very quickly, come down here, and you've got video playthroughs. You see, you've got these different playthroughs. Well, there'll be one for Bollocks Gaming. I haven't put it there because I haven't really added his videos, but as a sort of a sneak peek, here is what it will look like. You'll just be able to click it and you can watch a full walkthrough, and if you need to sort of answers and figure out where things to go, he'll be the man. If you're looking for other videos, then, you know, with commentary and, you know, entertainment, then, you know, you need to look elsewhere. But this is a fantastic channel, so I'll be teaming up with him. This particular movie is one that you should check out. It's quite long, actually. I'm not sure how long it is, but I got a feeling it's like 2 hours, or how long is it? It's like 4 hours. Look, 3 hours 34 minutes. So it's basically a movie telling the story through Black Mesa Source and through Cinematic Mod about the original game. I haven't watched it, but it's, you know, it looks fantastic, so definitely give that a play. And very, very lastly, basically, have I missed anything? When I'm going through the list of ModDB things, I just look for that icon for the source or the gold source. And sometimes I do miss things, so if there's any particular mods that you think I should be tracking or covering, then please let me know. Don't hesitate to do that. And if you like what I'm doing, please consider supporting me on Patreon. This is a way for you to donate either, you know, like $1 a month or up to as much money as you want to, and that will help me allocate more time to start making things. And as you can see, I'm nearly up to $100 a month, so that's fantastic. So I'd like to thank all of the patrons who have done that, all 12 of you, irrespective of how much money you've donated. I really, really appreciate that. And that's it. So thanks for watching or listening. And remember, finishing Half-Life is just the beginning. See ya!